This is Sharon Pierce for Near Desert Experience, May 10th, 2026. It's Mother's Day. It's very hot and muggy in north central California, where I am in the San Joaquin Valley, where I will not be for much longer, as I am moving down into the Santa Barbara, sort of northern Southern California area, so that I can move about more easily for travel. Pretty soon, pretty soon, let's say weeks. But what I want to do right now is just a little coverage of some of what's going on in the desert areas. So we're going to attempt to share. Here I am, here you are, and what I really wanted to bring up, but I don't see it, is two areas. First, this one. And I'd like to bring this up so you can see it. So here we are looking at California desert regions, what they really consider the California deserts. And as you see, they go almost all the way up. This is Lake Tahoe. And so a little bit north of there, there's some water and mountains and so forth. They don't put it in the desert necessarily. Down in the far southeast corner, Blythe, and going into Yuma, Arizona, and Baja. This is the Sonora Desert. Part of it, I suppose, would be in Anza Borrego National Park, but this is the Sonoran Desert going up toward Palm Springs and Indian Wells and all of that. This is the Mojave. This is San Bernardino Mountains crossing over here. This is the Great Mojave Desert. Bakersfield here, going up into Ridgecrest, Victorville, down into this section. Out here would be Baker and Barstow. There are underground rivers. The Mojave River is under there and so forth. This is Kern County, which can be very dry, and it has great dips of land where there used to be rivers and lakes, and now they're being somewhat replenished at times, more and more over time. So there are water conflicts, even though they had arranged to deal with all of this when the day came, and the day is here. This is the Great Basin Desert. Normally you think of Nevada as home to the Great Basin, and it is. This is Reno over here. This is some of the Death Valleys right in through here, the Owens Valley up through here. So this is the eastern slope of the Sierra Nevadas, Inyo County, and so forth. So that's what it looks like right now. And just to give you a little bit of an outlook of what this is, Sonora Desert has a different look to it, to the topography, than the Mojave. The Mojave is very open and very flat. There are Indian tribes as of old who have tribal areas all in this area and up into here. They're Native American, I should say, are throughout California, but they're becoming more public and present now that their rights to the reservations and other rights that they've long held but weren't honored have been given greater protection by the courts. Sonora Desert, the Mojave Desert. See how mountainous and rocky this is. This is how open it is. I'll move a little if I can. Great Basin Desert. Sort of a gentler, you could see where there would be grazing going on in this area. Coming down a bit, more of the Sonoran Desert down in the southeast, sand dunes. And there are sand dunes up in the Nevada Great Basin area. Lava fields in the Mojave. There were volcanic disruptions in the past. The Great Basin Desert, sagebrush flat. The Mojave Deserts, Owens Valley. So you're sitting out there in the dry lands trying to find a little teaspoonful of water, and you can see the snow-capped peaks. Sonoran desert mountains, and there's always been mining. In all of these areas, there have been mining. The riparian habitat in the Sonoran Desert, a lot of crevasses, canyons, palm trees. There's little trickles of water running through all of the time. Mojave Desert over here, if you could find a little valley to rest in, you would have a green setting for your home if you chose to buy some land and could. Great Basin Desert riparian habitat, very grassy. Okay, that's as far as I will go with that. I'm going to stop that sharing and see if I can just come up with maybe another one. Let's go back and see if I can go. This is what I wanted to show, where the cities are out here. If you drive north up along the eastern slope of the Sierras, you might go through from Bakersfield, you might go through Ridgecrest. Earthquakes are somewhat common over here. China Lakes is over here. Furnace Creek is Death Valley. Lone Pine, Bishop. Out here is the Nevada Great Basin. Here's the famous Pahrump. Here's Las Vegas. And down here is Baker and Barstow coming towards Los Angeles. Here's Victorville, which is part of the Mojave. And Lucerne Valley is on the edge of it. 29 Palms, Palm Springs area is here. And San Bernardino is part of what they call the Inland Empire, and then this is Los Angeles. There are little towns and villages throughout, and some of them have infrastructure. Ridgecrest, there are people who live in Ridgecrest, Mojave, all through here. So as the area begins to get water again, which I say that it will develop more and more, under different schemes for living, not industry, if not manufacturing, if not mining, I think there will be construction. There may not be much military presence, maybe a little bit. And this is an area over here as they work out the Colorado River disbursements of water, most of which there aren't going to be any down through here anymore. But Blythe is a blighted town, but it's going downhill, even though they've worked on schemes. But people need to see with their imagination when the waters come, this area can redevelop. Another city in this area is begins with a B. I can't see it on the map. Blythe and whatever. Lake Havasu is here. Needles is here. So these are interesting areas. And this is mountain. This is San Bernardino Mountains right in through here. Banning, I was trying to think of, and some others. So they need to be looked at for future development, in my opinion, because it's going to be better, a better thing all around if we just don't share anymore, stop sharing. And I think that's pretty much what I want to say about that. We were supposed to have rain this last week and we didn't. We were supposed to have temps in the 90s this morning, but we didn't have that either. It's just holding at a steady place in the 80s, but hot and muggy. So that's pretty much the way things are going. There's an election coming up in a couple of weeks, a primary election, and that's just a lot of the parties are just vying for position with all of their candidates. The governor's race has dozens of candidates that nobody ever heard. This is a primary in the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, and there are many candidates vying to be considered in the governor's race, but I always believe that the point there is they're just getting their names out there so they can run for some political office higher than any they might hold in their little communities. But I hope that they're all learning and getting on board of being really sophisticated and learned and looking out for the welfare of people in general as water management goes forward. So there haven't been any big thunderstorms off the Pacific lately, so I will just close this for now.